Hello friends, now we will move to the next question of the same exercise or practice set 1.2 you can say. The fourth question and fifth question now we will going to discuss. In fourth question what they have given, in fourth question of the practice set 1.2 of Similarity chapter class 10, they have given the measures of the angle in the figure are given. So this is the figure, they have given the measures of the angle. When we talk about P and B, both are the 60 and 60 degree. What we have to prove that AP divided by PB that is equal to AQ divided by QC. So if I will read on diagram the same thing, they have given AP divided by PB. So that ratio is AP divided by PB is this one and AQ divided by QC is this one. So this ratio is only possible because of the BPT. So this ratio is only possible because of the BPT theorem. Okay, so if we want to use BPT, there's a one necessary thing is required. That one is that PQ should be a parallel to what side BC. If we get that PQ is parallel to BC, simply we can say that by BPT AP divided by PB that is equal to AQ divided by QC. It is very easy to solve. Okay, so now we are going to discuss this one. See the solutions how we can solve. We have to prove. So first we will write given to prove, and then we will write first one as a given. So in given we will simply write in triangle ABC angle P is equal to angle B is equal to 60 degree each. Okay, we have to prove. So we will write to prove statement, and in that statement we will write AP divided by PB that is equal to AQ divided by QC, and this one is what we have to prove. If we go in a proof part, proof. So how we can prove this one? See, in a proof we will simply write in triangle ABC angle B that one is equal to angle P that is equal to 60 degree. If these two angles are what equal, and in this we will write what as given as what reason. So therefore simply we will write these two angles are equal, and this one is representing something, and that one is nothing but what? By the property of the corresponding angle. So we know that what is meaning of the corresponding. If we have two parallel lines, one transversal, so these two angles are equal, and this one is known as what? Corresponding angle. Similarly we can say that this angle is equal to this one because of the corresponding angle. Okay, so for using corresponding angle, it is necessary these two lines should be what? Parallel, and one is transversal. So if they have given these two angles are equal, these two angles are equal only possible when these two lines are what? Parallel. So we will use the property of the corresponding angle. So we will write by the property of the corresponding angle, by property of the corresponding angle, we can say that PQ is parallel to BC. Therefore, we will write AP divided by PP that is equal to AQ divided by QC, and for this we will write a reason as a what? BPT. Because of the BPT theorem, we can say that in triangle ABC we have PQ is parallel to BC. So simply we can write this statement or this ratio. This is what our requirement. So at the end we will write hence prove. Okay, I hope this one is clear. Again I am taking 1 minute and again I am revising this one. Okay, look at, see, they have given measures of the angles are given in the figure, and we have to prove this ratio. This ratio we have to prove. In question they have given these two angles are what? 60 and 60 degree, and we have to prove these two lines are parallel. Because of the 60 degree we will prove these two lines are parallel. If we prove these two lines are parallel, so as we know in BPT theorem, a line parallel to any one side of a triangle is what? Bisecting the remaining two, not bisecting, we can say that that line is what? Dividing other two remaining two sides in what? The same proportion or same ratio. So because of these two parallel lines, we can say that AP divided by PB that become AQ divided by QC. That is what our requirement. So first we will prove that PQ is parallel to BC. For that we will take what? In triangle ABC, Angle B and angle P both are what equal to 60 degree, and these two things are 60. That one is given, so we will write as a reason given. Okay, if these two are 60 degree and these two are looking like about a corresponding angle. These two things are 60 only possible when these two lines are parallel and this one as a what? Transversal. So we will use as a property of the corresponding angle, and simply we will say that the property of the corresponding angle, these two lines become parallel to each other. If we have these two things are parallel, so we will use the BPT theorem and simply we will write AP divided by PBD is equal to AQ divided by QZ. This is what our example. Okay, now come to the question number 5. In question number 5, what they have given in the question number 5. If I will read that question, so they have given about the what? Trapezium. So as we know the property of the trapezium, the one pair of opposite sides are what? Parallel. One pair of opposite side is parallel. Okay. If we go further, so they have given in the trapezium ABCD, side AB, the side is parallel to side PQ, is parallel to side DC. Means all three lines, 1, 2 and 3, all three are parallel. And after that they have given AP value, PD value and QC value. So they have given AP is 15, PD is 12, QC is 14. They need what? Value of BQ. So this is what our requirement BQ. I have written X at that place. Try to understand this question, how we will solve. First we will write the solution. As a heading we will write what? Solution. Okay. This is what totally based on the property of three parallel lines. So what is property of three parallel lines? First we will understand that one. So try to understand the properties of three parallel lines. Suppose we have one line, two line and three line. These three lines are parallel to each other. So let's say the name of this line is M and P. Suppose this is the what? A line. All three lines are what? Parallel to each other. Let's say these two things are the transversal. So this is a transversal, one transversal, and this is the second transversal. So this is point, let's say A, this one is B, and this we can see. Let's see, this one is P, Q, and this one is R. So what is property of the three parallel? If we have three lines parallel and we have any two transversal, so that three lines, these three lines will what? Divide those two transversal in their what? Ratio as a what? AB divided by BC, that become what? Equal to PQ divided by QR. So simply we can say that because of the property of the parallel lines, we can write AB divided by BC, that become PQ divided by QR. This is what the property of the parallel lines. This is what the property of the parallel lines. So try to understand, we will use the same property for this question. We will write in trapezium ABCD, AB is parallel to PQ, is parallel to DC, they have given, and AD and BC are the transversal. Therefore, by property of three parallel lines, we can say that AP divided by PD, that is equal to PQ divided by QC. So now we have the values. So we will write in place of AP, they have given 15, so we will write 50. And PD, they have given 12, so we will write 12. BQ is unknown and we need value of BQ, so we will write BQ as it is, and Q says what? They have given 14. Okay, we need value of BQ. Suppose BQ is on same place, we will transfer 14 on this side. So that ratio become what? That become 15 into 14 divided by 12, and that is equal to what? BQ. We go further, so we can say that the 12 and 15 both are what? The multiple of 3, right? So simply we can divide by 3. 3 5s are and 3 4s are. Now 2 2s are and 2 7s are. So this can be written as 5 into 7 divided by 2 is equal to BQ. So 7 5s are 35 divided by 2 is equal to BQ. So very simple, that become what? 17.5 is equal to BQ, and therefore what we will write BQ is equal to 17.5 So they have not given the units, they have not written in centimeters. So you can write, if you want, you can write as a unit. This one you can write as a unit. So this is what the solution of question number 5. Again I am repeating. Okay, so they have given these three lines are parallel. We know the properties of three parallel lines. The ratios are equal, so we have written these two ratios are what? Equal. We have substituted the value of AP is 15, PD is 12, BQ is as it is, and QC is 14. We take 14 on this side, so that becomes what? 15 to 14 divided by 12. So 3 5s are 15, 3 4s are 12. And 4 and 14 can be divided by what? 2. So we are dividing 12 and 14 by 2. Sorry, 4 and 14 by 2. So 4 2s are, sorry, so that becomes 2 2s are 4, and 14 that becomes 7, and 7 5s are 35, and 2 as it is. So 35 divided by 2 is that become what? 17.5. So value of BQ is representing what? 17.5. I hope this one is clear. Thank you very much.